Well, then I'll just say, hey, Rex, why don't you explain this triptych or this piece that we are working on?
Yeah, so this was the final piece of a triptych that I've been working on for, I want to say, 3 years. Quite a long time ago. I attempted to give a self-portrait, just, just a picture of my face. I was like metallic green or something. It was cute, whatever. It was basic, just a little acrylic painting. I tried to give it to my mother, and she said to me, "That's not you," and refused to take it. And she has had the harder time with my transition out of my parents, but neither of them respects me enough to, use proper pronouns or not dead name me. So, just like that additional wound really hit quite aggressively. And I ended up going back to my place and just painting these figures in a frenzy. And it was highly emotive, and it read as such almost immediately to anyone that saw it. And I'd never gotten that response out of one of my works, where, like, people could feel... I don't know.
I really so I've always liked just these figures, just this shape, and the it's the overlay is symmetrical but asymmetrical, and you have the combination of just the shapes and the colors is just, for me, aesthetically, visually pleasing, but also because I know you personally and have been there since we were friends prior to your transition, and I'm aware of how difficult this has been for you. It's also that added layer of, I know the history of these pieces, which makes them more compelling in my mind. But I think even if you didn't know that about you personally, just the colors and the way the shapes interact with each other, it's still very obviously a piece that is related to that internal struggle, that is, I would say, even a very it's very trans-centric, just because the colors are similar to those on the trans flag. So I really, really like all three of these. I would say the second one is probably my favorite.
So the first piece is called Dialectic, and the second piece is called Hinge, and the third is Splice. And together I was thinking of calling them Noumenon.
Noumenon?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
So, like, it's the opposite of phenomenon. Whereas a phenomenon is like a thing that happens. The noumenon is the thing that always is. Does that make any sense?
Possibly. Maybe. I'm going to Google this. A thing as it is in itself, as distinct from a thing that is knowable by the sense through phenomenal attributes. I need more. Okay, you have to explain this better to me. Maybe I'm just too high to understand this. So you were going to call these the triptych Noumenon?
Yeah, because as a trans person, you have a mantle settled on you from birth. And you, at some point, establish that that mantle is wrong. And you're a different thing in yourself. But then it's a matter of getting the rest of the world to see you that way.
Gotcha. I understand that.
So it's about making the Noumenon known. I guess, if that makes any sense. I don't even know if I'm using the concept correctly. You know what I mean? I'm just a poor, sad, dumb artist boy.
I was struggling to link that word to the concept that you were explaining. I totally understand the concept that you were explaining as it relates to this piece and as it relates to your interactions in society and trying to get people to understand and accept your gender identity. Not that you this is the direction that you are going in, more of this is who I am, this is who I've always been. You're
perceiving me wrong.
You're perceiving me wrong. And I look different, which is driving your perception. And my name is different. And I'm referring to myself differently, but fundamentally, this is who I have always been.
I have not changed.
Yeah. So I understand that concept very well. I'm struggling with the Noumenon aspect of it.
You're allowed to struggle.
Okay, thank you.
Go. Oh.
Guess we should have worn right.
Pants a little wet?
I don't know what happened. Where's the lids?
Maybe next time just let it go and spurt out.
Oh, it's wet.
Yes. Yes, it is.
How did it get so wet? From my hair?